Hello, this is Angelia with today's Bible reading. I didn't think it was going to work. It seemed like it froze up there for a minute. Today's reading comes from Revelation 13, the beast from the earth. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. So he's going to be in disguise as a lamb. He's really going to be a dragon. He exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and he makes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose fatal wound has healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down out of heaven to the earth in the presence of men, and of course we would consider that a great sign. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth because of the signs which it was given him to perform. So unfortunately, a lot of people are going to believe in him because of that. In the presence of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast, who had the wound of the sword and has come to life. And it was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast would even speak, and cause as many as do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So if you don't worship this image of this beast, you're going to get killed. And he causes all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free men and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And he provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of the name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number is that of a man, and his number is 666. So that's where your 666 comes in from. So let's see what the scholars have to say about that. 13:11. Another beast. This is the final false prophet, called such in 1613, 1920, 2010, who promotes Antichrist's power and convinces the world to worship him as God. So there's going to be a beast coming before the Antichrist who says he is God, worship him, and that's who you don't need to be listening to. This companion beast will be the chief, most persuasive proponent of satanic religion. Antichrist will be primarily a political and military leader, but the false prophet will be a religious leader. So keep that in mind. The Antichrist is going to be a military and world type leader. The false prophet's going to be a religious leader. Politics and religion will unite in a worldwide religion of worshiping the Antichrist. So you folks who are down with the politics and religion uniting, might not be such a good idea, because in the end that's going to be a thing. Politics and religion is going to unite, and the worship is not going to be of God or Jesus. It's going to be of the Antichrist. Out of the earth, likely another reference to the abyss that lies below the earth. The false prophet will be sent forth and controlled by a powerful demon from below. So that's where he's coming from, as if we didn't know. The earth imagery, in contrast to that of the foreboding, mysterious sea, may imply that the false prophet is subtler and more winsome than Antichrist, meaning he's a little more tricky. You gotta watch on him. Two horns like a lamb. This describes the relative weakness of the false prophet compared to Antichrist, who has 10 horns. A lamb has only 2 small bumps on its head, very inferior to a 10-horned beast. So in the rankings in the Satanic Kingdom, the false prophet's a bit lower in rank than your Antichrist. The lamb imagery may also imply that the false prophet will be also a false Christ, masquerading as the true lamb. So keep that in mind. Anybody comes around saying they're Jesus reincarnated, whatever, if the world didn't see him coming out of the clouds with angel armies, it's not true. Don't believe it. Unlike Antichrist, the false prophet will come not as a killing, destroying animal, but as one who appears gentle and deceptively attractive. Let's keep that in mind. Remember, they said Satan was the most attractive angel in heaven. Your false prophet, he's going to be an attractive, sweet fellow. You're going to think he's just great. He's not. Spoke as a dragon, the false prophet will be Satan's mouthpiece, and thus his message will be like the dragon, Satan, the source of all false religion. Exercises all the authority of the first beast. The false prophet exercises the same kind of satanic power as Antichrist, because he is empowered by the same source. We know who, the other team. He too will have worldwide influence and a reputation as a miracle worker and speaker. So he's going to be doing miracle work and stuff. He's going to be doing speaking engagements out there in the world. So like I said, keep your eyes open and don't be believing that, because Jesus ain't going to come down and, you know, redo a ministry. He ain't going to be having speaking engagements at the Hilton. He's coming down with an angel army to clean house. So if you come across this guy, if you're listening to me sometime in the future, don't believe it. He too will have worldwide influence and makes the earth to worship. The phrase he makes or he causes is used several times of him. He wields influence to establish a false world religion headed by Antichrist and to entice people to accept that system. So he's going to be pointing the finger, this is the guy, and pressuring people to accept the Antichrist's rule. Whose fatal wound was healed. This likely refers to the carefully crafted deception of a false resurrection, a false murder to inspire allegiance for the world. So the beast, the Antichrist, is supposedly going to receive a wound that should have killed him, but he's going to heal from it. He won't die. So again, keep your eyes open. This likely refers to allegiance for the world. Great signs. The same phrase is used of Jesus' miracles, which indicates the false prophet performs signs that counterfeit Christ's miracles. So the false prophet is going to be performing miracles that aren't really going to be miracles. They're going to be, if you would call it black magic, satanic, things. Because unfortunately they do have some power, and they can also be deceitful. Satan, who has done supernatural works in the past, must use his strategy of false miracles to convince the world that Antichrist is more powerful than God's true witness. And people are going to believe this. People are going to believe this. Don't believe this. Including Jesus Christ. Fire comes down out of heaven. The context indicates that the false prophet does counterfeit pyrotechnic signs continually to convince men of his power, and also an imitation of the two witnesses. Remember, we talked about there will be two witnesses at the temple, and they're going to call fire down, and then they're supposedly going to be struck down, lay there for 3 days, and get back up. So this guy here is imitating them. Keep your eyes open. Make an image. This refers to replication of Antichrist that is related to the throne he will erect during the abomination of desolation, halfway into the tribulation period. This will happen in the Jerusalem temple when Antichrist abolishes the former false world religion and seeks to have people worship him alone as God. So Antichrist is going to say all these religions are fake. I'm God. Worship me. And people are going to do it. The false prophet and Antichrist again will deceive the world with a clever imitation of Christ, who will later return and reign from the true throne in Jerusalem. So, Antichrist's going to go over here. Yeah, I am God. I've come down. You're going to have to worship me now. The whole world. And he's going to have enough influence, thanks to the false prophet, that this is going to happen. And people say, oh, I don't see how. I see how that can happen. I see some stuff going on nowadays that tells me it can easily happen. The false prophet will give the image of Antichrist the appearance of life, and the image will seem to utter words contrary to what is normally true of idols. And of course, nowadays, animatronics, holographs, it wouldn't be hard at all. Cause to be killed. His gentleness is a lie, since he is a killer. Some Gentiles will be spared to populate the kingdom, and Jews will be protected. A mark. In the Roman Empire, this was a normal identifying symbol or brand that slaves and soldiers wore on their bodies. Some of the ancient mystical cults delighted in such tattoos, which identified members with a form of worship. Antichrist will have a similar requirement, one that will need to be visible on the hand or forehead. So you're going to have to get some kind of brand, tattoo. Some people say the chip, whatever. You're going to have to get a mark in your hand or forehead so that you can buy or sell anything to be part of his world economy. To buy or to sell, Antichrist's mark will allow people to engage in daily commerce, including the purchase of food and other necessities. Without the identifying mark, individuals will be cut off from the necessities of life. Number of his name. The beast, Antichrist, will have a name inherent in a numbering system. It is not clear from the text exactly what this name and the number system will be, or what its significance will be. His number is 666. This is the essential number of a man. The number 6 falls one short of God's perfect number 7. And thus represents human imperfection. Antichrist, the most powerful human in the world, that the human world will ever know, will still be a man. The ultimate in human and demonic powers is a 6, not perfect as God is. The threefold repetition of the number is intended to reiterate and underscore man's identity. When Antichrist is finally revealed, there will be some way to identify him with this basic number of a man, or of his name may have the numerical equivalent of 666. In many languages, including Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, letters have numerical equivalents. Because this text reveals very little about the meaning of 666, it is unwise to speculate beyond what is said. So in some kind of way, this guy's going to have the mark of 666. So, the beast is going to come up from the earth. False prophet is going to be telling you all kinds of wonderful things about the Antichrist. And people are going to believe that crap. So, be wise and pay attention. And don't believe something just because somebody tells it to you. Do your own homework. Amen. Please like and share this word so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. And if you want to send up a prayer or two for me, I got shingles and I got an abscess in a tooth right here. That's why I've been gone for 3 days, because I've been trying to recoup and recover. I've been on a lot of drugs and things. So, you might want to send up for me. And I thank you for that. And that's all for now. Until next time.